Right, back
I'm ready.
to ComicCon.
Just because we need to be more competitive.
Just because we can be more competitive. And of course, a fun and well-beloved section of ComicCon Africa is the tabletop games. We heard about it earlier on, and these games are games such as your classic board games, your card games, dice games, and so on. And Stefan Ritz this morning joins us, product manager at Solarpop, is here to tell us about one of the many, many games which will be offered available to play at ComicCon Africa, the 5-second rule. And we are going to be playing that game right now and see how much fun and competitive it can be when playing with friends and family. Stefan, lucky to see you, man.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning, son. Thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful movement, I'm going to call, because it just speaks to connections, it speaks to a lot of fun, and it speaks to families being separated and never being able to reconcile because they've lost at a board game with each other. Things get heated when you play games like this. I love it. So, buddy, we've got a couple of great games here. Maybe you can just list some of the games that are hot right now before we delve into our 5-second rule.
All right, great. Yeah, I mean, we've got Catan. Catan is a classic. This is actually the game that kind of launched the modern board game revolution.
Really?
Since this game, there's about 1,000 games that are hitting the market since it came out. I think people are used to a couple of old titles. You're kind of on an island, you're settling, you're trying to build roads, settlements, and so on. You trade and barter a little bit, so teach a bit of economics. And this game's actually played competitively. There's a World Championship, and the South African National Championship is actually taking place at ComicCon next weekend.
Right.
Free to enter for anyone, so if you want to try your hand at competitive board games, stop by for Catan.
And you can put yourself on the world stage.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Nice.
Ticket to Ride is a fun game. You're playing as a railroad baron trying to connect routes across North America. It's kind of like Rummy on rails. You have to kind of collect your cards, assemble your routes, and make sure you get there before anyone else does. Nice, fun little game. Spotted is like Snap, but with pictures. Just playing cards. You're trying to find matching symbols between them. There's always a match between any two cards. Might not just be yours. And the quickest person who spot it can be the winner.
Yeah, so
That's when you realize how old your brain is. When I play that against my son, who's 6 years old, but his brain, his grey matter is so fresh.
It's firing. It's firing.
Yeah, so we got Bananagrams. That is like Scrabble, but it is speed Scrabble. You don't play on a board, and you don't play for points. Everyone builds their own little crossword, and the quicker you get to play your tiles, the more tiles your opponents have to draw, and the first person to finish their pile of tiles is the winner. But like I said, speed Scrabble, really fun, great game.
Wow.
Yeah, building your word vocabulary.
Yes, I think a lot of people would have been, because Scrabble is amazing, and it taps into so many different sides of the creativity and the brain. But I think to make it more competitive like this, or make it kind of spice it up like that, woo, I love it. Yeah. All right, and then Quirkle.
Quirkle. So this is a tile laying game. You can see there's a couple of patterns on here, and what you have to do with this game is you have to lay your tiles, and you cannot duplicate a specific tile, either color or a pattern amongst them. And the way that you lay them down, you score points. So if you can lay down 5 red ones that don't match, you score points. And if you can put down maybe different ones, then you also score some points there. But it's a bit creative because you don't want to set other people up to make the big plays. Yeah.
You've got to think long game and short game. Wow.
Yeah, and specifically Quirkle, because there are 6 different tiles. And if you play the last one in the sequence, you automatically score 12 points. So you don't want to set other people up for Quirkles. You want to save those for yourself.
Ooh, yes, I wouldn't want to take you on in any of these, but I can see your mind working even as you look at the game.
5-second
rule, yeah. So this is a great little fun game. Yeah. We call this a party game. And party games are classified because they've got few components, fewer rules, they play very quickly, and they can accommodate a large group of people.
For sure.
So whether you're just 2 people or whether you're actually up to 10 or so, you can easily sit and play this game.
All right.
This is the African edition, so some of the cards you find in here will have a bit of South African theme. And it's very simple. You get a prompt, and you have to give 3 answers that match the prompt.
Right.
As long as the group accepts the answer, it's fine. There's not a specific answer that you need to give. It's very open-ended.
Okay.
You need to be a little bit
Hence
clever
the fire and the debate. Yeah, for sure. Let's give it a go, buddy.
Right.
I like the South African vibe here.
What's great about this game is, well, you can play it on the board. You can see you've got your markers there. Or if you maybe don't have space for a board, there's also a little travel edition.
Oh, cool.
I know often with my friends, when we get together at the braai, we actually don't play with the board. Just wherever you are.
For sure.
Just answer, stand and just give it, and there you go. It might seem simple enough, but there's a timer for only 5 seconds.
That makes me nervous. Really makes me nervous.
Now you've made the timer so dramatic.
Okay.
Okay, are we going to go?
We'll give this a go.
Okay, I'll go first.
All right.
Okay.
So name 3 colors in the national flag.
Black, yellow, and red.
Correct, yeah, all right, great.
With seconds to spare. I always get nervous with these things, I really do.
I'm just listening to the balls and looking at the balls going down. It's terrifying. Yeah.
It's terrifying.
It seems simple enough, but the timer adds a bit of extra pressure. And in this game, when you play, if someone maybe isn't able to get it within 5 seconds, it goes on to the next person.
Yeah.
They get 5 seconds again. You can't repeat any answers that have already been given.
Ooh, I love it. Let me give it one crack. Let me give it a go.
I'm going to give you one. Name 3 things that can fly.
Oh, a duck, Superman, and a pigeon.
A pigeon, yeah.
Well
great
done.
stuff, all right.
And then you start cross-referencing yourself. You're like, okay, but a duck and a pigeon, they're both birds that now that I mentioned.
Well, you know what? This is the thing about these, because this little ball bearings in here, this causes that, even though you know the answer. All right, well, fun game. Thank you very much for joining us. I mean, there's so much on offer, and all of this stuff we'll be able to see at ComicCon Africa.
And play.
Yeah, exactly. There's a section for unplug yourself, so it's specifically set up for people to come and experience the games. There'll be whether you want to play miniatures games like Star Wars X-Wing, you want to replicate some of the space battles, you want to learn to play some of the board games or even card games, and tournaments as well. So you want to come try your hand at any of those, feel free to stop by. It's all free, the Learn to Play area, so come and check it out all weekend long.
And the beautiful thing is, while you're learning to play, you are learning. All of these have such an incredible grounding in developing your skills, growing your mind, fine motor, everything. Yeah. See how I'm justifying spending this much time with my kids in this area. Stefan, thank you so much. Absolutely beautiful. We love these rapid-fire games. We love anything that brings family together. So whatever tabletop games you are looking for, go and try your hand against the best in the land at ComicCon.